episode of Idiocracy Talk Radio. I'm Dr. B. We got Matt. We got I Plead the Fifth, aka Josh, the guy that changes his name like everybody else changes their underwear at
I
least
plead the
once a day,
fifth.
unless you're playing golf. And of course, there's the 9-hole shitter. Anyway, gonna be talking about all the way from baseball. Did the Dodgers ruin it? We'll see. SummerSlam. I don't know what that is. I think it has something to do with wrestling. In and out. We got the Iran U.S. continues its talks. We got police allowing people to get whipped while in cuffs, and that much more on Idiocracy Talk Radio. Stay tuned.
It's idiocracy, but you gon' see the value and respect though when you talk with me. So come on, baby, walk with me. It ain't a topic that the crew can't touch. Share our views and our vibe. What we hide, it ain't much. This ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Share our thoughts and our views, you can't stop it. Said this ain't bluffs, it's the crew, yeah, we got it. Idiocracy, tell us what's the topic. Yeah.
All right, welcome back again. I'm Dr. B. We got Matt. We got I Plead the Fifth, aka Josh, the guy that changed his name like everybody else changes their underwear at least once a day. All right, so
Joe,
let's start off.
let's start off. Why am I?
Well, if I
Why are
had
you
to guess,
why are you muted again?
if I had to guess to why you're pleading the fifth, Josh, is because a certain doctor that back in 2020 stood before Congress and said, "I talk to Congress a lot. I have no problem talking to them, and I can tell them all kinds of things, and I have no problem explaining things." Fast forward to
Or
2026, every question he gets asked is, "I plead the fifth, full five fifth, the fifth."
4, 5, 5. So
I'm not
so
looking to answer that
basically,
question unless it's the fifth.
yeah. What's your name? I plead the fifth.
Yeah. What's your name? The fifth.
What's your occupation? I plead the fifth. But I mean, that was. I don't know what your guys' take on it was, but I thought that was very telling. When you come out, you get pardoned last year before Biden leaves the office, right?
how to get pardoned again?
I mean, it might have
the
been
auto
from
pen.
Joe Biden himself or
The auto pen.
Well,
Biden
So-
didn't know how to fucking sign his own name. He's still not conscious enough to do it, so it was the auto pen.
But you get a pardon, you can say whatever you want because you already got. You're not going to get in trouble.
Now,
The only thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to be made look like a fool. Half the country is going to revolt against a lot of the Democrats, and a lot of Democrats are going to go, "What the fuck? I'm going to revolt against my own party because my party is the one who kind of pushed all this stuff on the American people."
the agenda.
wait.
I, for one, am one of the unvaccinated, so I would like an apology from all the vaccinated that said I was a piece of shit. I should be getting the vaccine because I'm protecting others.
For the record,
want-
according
I
to
want my
Shandy's also one
apology.
of the uncircumcised too.
Shut up, Joe. Just
And
because I
Joe
was in
saw
your
it.
butt last night, why you got to tell everybody?
Because he didn't know if it was a German helmet or if he was just regular fucking dick.
Bikini. But question for you: don't you have to do something wrong to get pardoned?
Yeah, and you know it's funny that pardon went retroactive to 2014. Why wouldn't it just be? I mean, we're going to pardon you since 2020 when all the COVID stuff happened.
No, so that
No.
means he did other things.
They took it back to 2014
goodness
because I
gracious.
think they knew he was working on something. The plan was to release it at a certain time. So, billions of dollars into gain of gain of function in the viruses that said no taxpayer money went to that, and it did. So, yeah, lots of splaining to do from the Democratic Party on exactly what happened.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Well, you know what's funny, and Josh, I'm surprised. Well, not. I'm a little surprised that you haven't mentioned this before, but so we talk about conspiracies and all this stuff, and right.
China virus.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. Let me get this thing to load here.
Let it go.
Right, but
Bush Light, sponsor us. Meanwhile,
Crown
so
Royal
anyway,
Lemonade sponsor us.
So ironically enough, back in 2011, before any of this happened, magically, almost like the new stuff was coming.
It was a groundbreaking ceremony for a new factory.
Did she mention seeing anyone who was sick? Anyone on a plane, the airport?
Oh, yes. I remember watching that movie.
No, she said she was jet lagged.
The average person touches their face 3 to 5 times every waking minute. In between, we're touching doorknobs, water fountains, and each other.
Beth. Mom? No, go up to your room, honey.
So we have a virus with no treatment protocol and no vaccine at this time.
You had a seizure this morning, Beth.
Does she have a history of seizures?
No.
Allergies?
As of last night, there are 32 cases.
Unfortunately, she did die.
Right. I said, can I go talk to her?
Mr. Amoff, your wife is dead.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
What happened to her? What happened to her?
Is there any way someone could weaponize the bird flu? Is that what we're looking at?
Someone doesn't have to weaponize the bird flu. The birds are doing that.
Watch this. It's transmission, so we just need to know which direction.
On day one, there were 2 people, and then 4, and then 16. In 3 months, it's 1 billion. That's where we're headed.
They're calling out the National Guard. They're moving the president underground. People will panic.
Get away!
It will tip over.
The truth is being kept from the world.
Cook your samples, destroy everything.
Hello. I need you to get me the names of everyone who serviced this room. It's an emergency.
You can't panic now. I'm going to get you home.
You can see it.
Yeah, people do. Dr. Chief.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
We all do.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't touch anyone. Stay away from other people.
Get back in their car! We're not sick!
It's figuring us out faster than we're figuring it out.
It's mutated.
So ironically enough, again, that movie came out in 2011, which is about a virus that magically manifests from China that gets transferred through respiration, touch, breathing, which then causes a mass panic. So then everyone has to isolate themselves. They have to wear masks. They have to stay 6 feet apart. Like, you talk about how much aligned this movie was to what happened in 2020 with the pandemic is fucking disgusting.
So speaking of conspiracy theories, and there's this big conspiracy that we're not alone, right? There's aliens out there,
Right.
correct?
I know that you've been probed many times.
So it was kind of funny. You see, there's a new movie out that just came out about the government knowing there's aliens and
what's that called? The new
Disclosure
Steven Spielberg
Day.
movie. Huh?
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. Yeah.
So are they prepping us now? To your point, that movie Contagion, what happened with COVID? Disclosure Day, disclosing that there is aliens out there, right? Could that be? Because every visual of an alien pretty much resembles the same thing that's been out since the 40s, 50s with Roswell.
Are you talking about the big eye?
Yeah, and that face has been synonymous with extraterrestrial life. So, I mean,
If that's
there's
the case,
gotta
I'm
be
hoping
some
that
truth.
they come to let us know that Spider-Man is real and he's actually been in New York this whole time.
Yeah, and sad story off of that, there was a kid that tried to get bit by a spider because he thought he would get superpowers.
And unfortunately, you're right. That is a sad story. It's also a perfect example of parents need to be aware to teach their kids that movies aren't real, that you can't jump in front of a nuclear reactor and become the Incredible Hulk. You're more likely to die.
I mean, honestly, like Josh said, there's aliens in this country. We think about it, honestly. Yeah, honestly,
I see
the
where you went
conspiracy.
there.
Illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal aliens.
I see where you went there, Matthew.
I mean, I was going to say all Dimmies, but okay, Democrats, but I was going to go there too.
Is it going to be disclosure day that they come out and say we are illegal?
So the funny thing is, we actually can bounce off that a little bit, but I don't know if you want to leave this hardened situation of I plead the fifth, but did you see what happened in Spain over the weekend?
Oh yeah, fucking what? 60,000 illegal aliens.
Yep,
invading
illegal
the country?
aliens. Yep. What do they do with the whole country? What do they start doing right away?
Raping and pillaging the women.
Pillaging, fucking breaking in, beating the shit out of fucking Spaniards all over the place because they opened their fucking gates to the fucking world. Come on in, immigrants.
Well, the good
Your
thing
thing.
with Spain, it is right off of Morocco, and it's like a Spain territory. It's not part of their mainland, so in order for them to get the mainland, they'd have to still get on a boat and travel across the sea.
Still part of their territory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Protect your fucking citizens, man. I mean, they fucking left them out the fucking right to die.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically, they had to call the Morocco National Guard in to help out, or their version of an army over there.
Oh, they don't. And it was weird because it was only men. I didn't see any women in there. I seen only men.
Only men what? That were the attackers?
No, that stormed the border and got
That's
into
what I mean.
Spain.
The ones that were attacking and storming.
Yeah, that
60,000. How does 60,000 people transfer or get to the area?
But at the same time, like, here's the funny thing. Like, again, this is an example of, like, look at history. You know? I mean, throughout history, you know, the invading force is primarily men. Now, you can look at history and see that there were some Viking tribes and stuff like that even the women went and did pillaging and attacking as well. But for the most part, it was the men. And the only reason we don't hear about this, you know, as much nowadays is because there's more, you know, border control. There's more, you know, defense and everything. Well, guess what? If you lower your defenses, we're going back in time a little bit, and shit's going to happen. It doesn't stop human nature. If one group has something that another group wants, guess what? In nature and in history, they don't come across and say, "Can I have some of that? Can I have some of that?" No, they say,
I don't want to.
I'm going to fucking kill you and take it.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to fucking take it. Correct.
There was a video I saw. It was a fantastic clip where it was back in it was a Western film. The American soldier is sitting there talking to a Indian chief, and he the Indian chief's like, well, you know, you guys came and you took things that weren't yours, and the soldier goes, Chief, you guys did the same damn thing. He goes, you did it to this tribe, and you did it to this tribe, and this tribe. He goes, the only difference is that we're now doing it to you. He goes, it's not changed. History hasn't changed. Like, you can't say that you're not okay with it because it's happening to you, but you did it to everybody else.
You can't say it's changed. It's evolved.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying, like, you can't say, well, you can't do that. It's not.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, there. It's contradicting. It's what it is. I get what you're saying.
But that's where it's funny is, like, these people, they're like, oh, history. Well, guess what? Know your history. This incident in Spain is a perfect example. Guess what? The world, no matter how evolved or how technologically advanced we get, human nature is still to help and take care of your own kind, your own culture, your own country, your own tribe. Guess what? If it's my tribe versus your tribe, I'm not going to sit here and go, gee, should I take that? Because my tribe might starve. Your tribe's not. Nah, fuck your tribe. Like, unfortunately.
Shit, I'm part Indian now. Can I open a casino across the street now?
I'm part Cherokee.
I'm accepting that I'm part Indian as well, and I refuse to pay any more taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to because it's
Joe. You use that. I told you that one.
I told you that one.
No, I told you that one.
I told you about that.
Yeah, because you're always
the Joe. I believe you because he plays the fifth, so
yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah,
I played the fifth.
Quit talking. You're supposed to plead the fifth.
I know. If one time you want to say something, you're a fucking idiot. Shut up. Sounds stupid.
Plead that fifth. Well, anyway. But Matt, I mean, you're 100%. Like, that's the thing. And what's funny is this kind of was led that way because didn't Spain just come to this like announcement that they were going to start like deflecting immigrants from certain areas, like they were going to send them back across the Mediterranean and all these other things just like a few weeks ago. So it's a perpetual growth. It just continues and continues. So, but
welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new world.
It's the new old world.
So do you guys want to still talk about the play the fifth shit?
Nah,
like how many times
he stopped talking about it because he don't want to incriminate himself. I
just think it's funny. What was it? 110 times he did it?
If that, I think he did more than that.
110 times.
Was it 110?
Was that?
Well, what was crazy is the guy made a statement before any questions. He technically in a hearing like that, he's not supposed to be able to say a statement to go against his attackers like a Rand Paul and the other people that were coming after Fauci. And then at the very end of that's when he says, according to my attorney, I'm going to plead the fifth, blah, blah, blah. But the hearing, he's not supposed to have any feelings at the beginning, which now they can say, since you made a statement and you talked previously and now you want to plead the fifth, we can put you in contempt.
Well, before we go on any farther, can you guys explain pleading the fifth, what it means exactly?
So the
I plead the fifth
is a constitutional right that says that you cannot self-incriminate yourself. Basically, you cannot provide information. You can say that I am not speaking because I may provide information that causes myself to get in trouble. Basically the layman's terms is, you're essentially you're not providing any information that can be used against you.
You're saying you're guilty, but you're not saying you're guilty.
Well, that's just it though.
Kind of.
Pleading the fifth is not intended to automatically be used as an admission of guilt, but 99% of the time when somebody pleads the fifth, it's because they are guilty as fuck. They've been caught red-handed, and they don't want to say anything that's going to agree to what they just got caught on.
Or it's above their pay grade.
Well, no, if it's above their pay grade, they say, I don't know, it's above my pay grade.
No, or it could be they don't want to incriminate someone else that they love and cherish.
Right.
So
yeah, they don't want to provide additional information that's going to get other people in trouble or.
So Matt, when the police comes to me and has a conversation about what happened between you and Joe, I will say I plead the fifth, even though I already know what happened.
Hey, Matt, when the police come and ask us who stole that Gremlins statue for the front yard for his Halloween costume, remember we plead the fifth because we don't know who stole it.
Correct.
Well, fifth.
All right, since we're over in the Middle East, Joe, you mentioned something with
Yep,
with
I was going to say while we're overseas, let's continue to talk. So, President Trump, first of all, whether you like this man or hate this man, I don't give a shit. Like this dude is fucking hilarious. So, literally, there was a meme that showed Kamala Harris, and they're talking to her about Iran, and they go, "So what was President Biden's advice to Iran?" And she said, "Don't." One word, very stern, don't. Then it gets to Biden, and he's standing up there, and they're like, "Mr. President, what is your warning to Iran?" And he says, "Don't." And then it gets to Trump, and he says, "We're gonna bomb the shit out of these fuckers." I'm like, yes, God, I love it. Anyway, so obviously we've been dealing with Iran for about a few months now. 5 months, I believe, is close to more accurate. But anyway, they're coming closer to a potential deal. Now, what's great about this deal is that if it's approved and both sides agree to it, first of all, what's really great about it is that it's being reported that Iran will receive money, but it will not be U.S. money. We are paying nothing. It will be Arabian money. So Saudi and the other Middle Eastern countries will be paying. But here's how it works. Iran doesn't get the money up front. They have to start dismantling and destroying any nuclear facilities, any nuclear material, anything before they get any money. Then once they actually get the money, they actually have to show where that money's being spent. So it's not one of those things where they can go back and say, "Oh, yes, we destroyed it," and then they buy things to develop a program in the background.
So you're telling me they need receipts?
They don't. Not only do they get receipts, they will have fucking investigators checking up their ass like it's a fucking rectal exam every year, like up close and personal. Which is fantastic because, one, it'll give Iran the ability to rebuild their infrastructure, but at the same time, it will also give the world a sense of ease knowing that, yes, they are receiving aid and support, but the money is being held accountable. It is being measured, and it is being reported to where it goes, what it's being used on. And again, they don't get any of this until they've destroyed their stockpile that they have right now. So it's not, "Oh, we'll do it later." No, you're going to fucking do it now or you don't get shit.
So they got to show an admission of guilt by destroying their stuff in front of the American people, basically. And then we'll start billing them.
The world.
Or whatever was that.
World. So that's the biggest part. There are other things in there, like they're talking about one thing, Iran keeps pressing that they want to be able to put like a fee in terms of using the Strait of Hormuz. They're talking about one kind of concedement to that is that they'll be able to put fees on things that are entering, but they won't be able to put any fees or anything on things that are exiting out. So kind of like an import tax versus an export tax. but again, those things are still in the talks and everything. They're still working on things, but I mean, this is a big deal because if you think about it, back when Obama did his deal with Iran, he literally was like, "We're going to give them billions of dollars." There was no accountability for where that money was going to be spent. They didn't actually have to show that anything was being destroyed. They didn't have to show that they were actually dismantling their programs. And on top of that, a part of the rule is that once they shut down these places, they're not allowed to go near them anymore. To the point where literally we will have satellites and have things targeting those to where even if a fucking camel walks near them, they start getting lit up. This is where you can talk, Josh. You're not gonna incriminate yourself.
Oh, I thought he was on mute again.
He might be on mute.
So what you're saying, Joe, is Iran gets out of line, they get fucked if they don't go through what they're supposed to do.
Well, yeah, Daddy Trump's watching them.
I mean, we've already established that. I mean, hell, Trump gave them a warning a few days ago that said, "I am ready to launch the biggest attack since World War II." And, and of course, I love how Trump, sells this because he's like, "Oh, yeah, the president from Iran calls me and he's like, please don't do that. Please don't do that."
Yeah, but I mean, here's the problem. Iran's not dumb. They're going to continue playing the game. I think.
So yeah, you're saying they're not going to sound like a bunch of bitches.
No. Now there's some tensions between China and the U.S. again about some different things, but it's like what's really going is Iran just seems they're playing a game up until the midterms. If they can make it to the midterms, they understand, hey, I could have a completely different Congress and not Republican ran. And at that point, all we got to do is play a game for the next 2 years. Get Trump out, the Democrat will take over as president, and we'll be able to do whatever the fuck we want to.
Except, you're right, except they also understand that just because there's a change in Congress does not change the presidential's powers when it comes to he can launch attacks all day fucking long on Iran.
Well, I'm saying they're waiting for Trump to be out of office. They can play around for the next couple years.
But again, that's where if you set even this deal, again, this deal doesn't fall on the U.S. Like, again, if they go through with this deal that they're working on right now, we don't pay any money, and it isn't our responsibility to maintain that they're keeping true to their word. It's the Middle East. It's the other countries around the world that are responsible for it. Now, that doesn't mean that if they don't do what they said to do, we're not going to step in, because we will. Because if it's a threat to our country, we're going to step in. And obviously a terrorist regime which is what is in power in Iran, is a terrorist group that runs that country. If they had nuclear power, that's an automatic threat to the United States, and we will go in there full force and fuck them every which way to sideways.
So my question to you is, if they get a nuclear situation going on, can it reach America from where they're at?
No, not
Here's
yet.
the thing. The biggest threat from Iran is not them getting a missile that's going to hit the United States. That's not the biggest concern. Biggest concern is, if you think about it, if you have a nuclear program, then you can enrich the new uranium, which then you have waste from the uranium, which then you can transport to terrorist small cells, which then can create dirty bombs. And you can bring a small package into a big city and detonate a dirty bomb, which isn't nuclear, but it's going to release nuclear waste and cause sickness and death in a great, a bigger area. And it's quieter.
Didn't that happen in 2020 from China?
No, there's never been a dirty bomb.
Being sarcastic, we call it COVID.
No, I thought. Oh no, They thought Russia hit Ukraine with a dirty bomb.
Yeah, I
Be
mean,
sarcastic because we're on the Fauci situation. Also, just 6-7 it up, fun for it.
it was almost funny.
6-7.
I mean, you think about it, the whole world caught the dirty bomb, technically. Caught the COVID bomb.
The dirty.
So, I mean, wasn't the bird flu.
No, I mean, you're not wrong.
I plead the fifth.
But that's the biggest concern about when it comes to, like Iran with nuclear weapons. Because right now, I mean, I'm sure they've been working on some kind of missile system that can deliver to the continental United States. But
not even China or Russia can reach us right now.
China and Russia, absolutely. Iran, no. I think the furthest they can get is probably going to be England right now.
Is where?
England. And they just confirmed that. I guess because one of the bombs that they did go, they're like, oh shit, they do have the technology for it to hit this land. So he's Googling it.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking. It's got, let's see here.
Because everything on the internet's true.
No. Well, here's the thing. First of all, no, not everything on the internet is true, but at the same time, there are open sources that you can look at, and it gives you a rough estimate of what something is. They're not going to know the exact distance because a lot of times things are, held behind a wall or kept secret. But they can tell. So example, like Iran's ballistic and cruise missile distances, according to open source, missilethreatcrisis.org, it shows that they can reach, so pretty much all of Eastern Europe, a lot of India, China, Egypt, Qatar, but according to according to this site, which was updated June 17, 2026, they don't have any missiles that can even reach England. But again, that's open source. That don't mean it's accurate. There could be one there, there's always a chance, but that's why you side. Now they do have aircraft that could reach obviously to England, and of course that could be a delivery system as well. So they got on here, so like their longest cruise missile, it says, is between 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers, which they would need to be a little over 4,000 kilometers to reach England. But again, doesn't mean that it's not possible. Plus, here's the other thing: just because they can't hit us doesn't mean that they couldn't strike somebody else, which then starts a domino effect of a fucking shit show of a war, which becomes World War III. So, all right. So, speaking of shit shows, how was SummerSlam?
Why are you laughing? You're not a fat wrestling guy.
I know, that's why I'm asking John. You're on mute. You're on mute.
You shouldn't have to talk to me. You should be talking to Matt why he hates SummerSlam. For some reason, he took a dumb bet and lost.
Uh-oh.
I guess I still don't understand. It's hard to bet people when they've been drinking. So
what was
he took advantage of me. I don't know. You gotta ask him.
What was
it? It was if Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns. He thought Seth Rollins was going to beat Roman Reigns because Seth Rollins has Roman Reigns' number and has beat him consistently in the past. What? I said, no, it's going to be the OTC Roman Reigns coming out with the victory there. So I was like, hey, you want to do a friendly bet? He's like, sure. What are we betting? I said, bottle of liquor, bottle of Crown or Jack Daniels, whatever's cheaper. And now you got somebody else that wants to talk some shit. So hold on. We got a special guest, fresh out of his room.
Is it Lefty?
Hey, Matt.
Yep, it's Lefty.
You still
That's
mad?
Lefty. Not at all.
They're still mad at Messi.
No.
We
You still
can't
mad
see ya.
about Seth Rollins?
We
Hi,
can't
Paige.
see ya.
You still mad?
I'm okay.
You're so ugly.
You sure? I told
Why
you
would I be
would
mad?
lose.
It's wrestling. It's fake. It's entertainment.
No.
Kind of like your life. Fake.
He's
What are
been
you saying.
he's been waiting all day to run his mouth to you.
I ain't run his mouth. That's just Junior being Junior. I go punch a wall. Go punch a wall. You'd be okay.
Don't tell him to
Sorry
do
that-
that. His brother gets in the way.
All right, get your boyfriend back.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, but hard. Kind of fun.
So there's the son running his mouth to that. Just twice his size. So, but great match. I said I thought the match of the whole pay per view was going to be the Chad Gable and Penta match. I don't think WWE gave them enough time to actually put on a fantastic match. But hands down, the match of the night or the match of the weekend was the Seth Rollins Roman Reigns fight.
So let's get through night one, Josh.
Okay.
How about it?
Night one.
First match. You lead me, and I'll fucking go off on it.
Who was it the?
Liv Morgan versus Io Sky.
Yeah, that's right. Great match. Great back and forth by the women. I mean, Liv Morgan, she's showing why she's the champion. She's that damn good. Io Sky is showing exactly why she's in that top tier women's wrestler. I thought the ending to that match was fantastic. You had Liv Morgan going for her finishing move just for Io Sky to counter it and do perfect way to not make them look weak in the match. Io Sky still comes out ahead instead of being behind. Liv Morgan, give her flowers, dude. She's phenomenal in the ring compared to what she was, I would say, even 2-3 years ago. She has improved so much in the ring, and give her flowers on that. Great match.
Yeah, but SummerSlam is usually the time where you switch titles around because there's a new story coming up, starting going into the end of the year. I wasn't a fan of it. I mean, she hasn't fucking put her title on the ring in 100 days, so she just goes up. She's good on the mic. Don't get me wrong. Every Monday night, it's entertaining. She brings her mic game, like the Miz did back in the day, and you know what? She's good at it. But same time, man, it's just like it seems like it's a runaround every fucking time. You saw Monday night again. Fucking
Well, I mean, great.
Big Becky comes out now. Look, come on, Big Bad Becky's back again. Like it just seems like they're desperate for shit, dude.
Do you think, based on who won and who didn't win during SummerSlam and everything, do you think this will open up the opportunity for that French basketball player Julie Tattart to come out?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like compete
Let's
against.
talk about
women?
that after SummerSlam. God damn it!
But I don't know if she's going to compete in the women's or the men's.
We're down the Euro League here. We're done, but that's WNBA. But when Brittany Griner retires, maybe.
We'll get back to
But-
that. So
We'll come back to that.
Go ahead, Josh.
I kind of agree with you. I mean, I'm going to disagree with you to a point with Liv Morgan. There was no one she could wrestle at the time. That's why she didn't have a match for like the first 100 days, right? There was really nobody on Raw that wasn't already in a storyline that was big enough to have Morgan have a good
Well, but Josh,
series of matches or a couple pay per views together. There just wasn't.
well, question for you though,
So
based on what
Becky
Matt
talk.
said about feeling like these are like kind of coming back around, do you think WWE is kind of like ran out of material? Like,
Kind
because
of, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
look
all
at
the
movies and
storylines are
stuff. I mean, movies
recycled.
are already starting to recycle old shit that and they
Oh.
try to spice it just a little different.
WWE, yeah.
can only go so many directions before it's like, all right, we've seen this shit before.
Joe and Josh, I think you guys agree. It's like the movies this day and age. They already showed everything. Now they're just recycling things to make it better or bring newer things to it. But it just seems like it's not working. But I get it. But like kind of like they did pass the torch on. Like I'm jumping ahead, obviously with Obey. It just seems like they're not passing the torch on to the new girls. Like they're bringing some of the old people back. It's like why do we have Becky Lynch again? Why do we have the Bella twins back in this shit? Like
Well,
why
I
did
mean,
he?
Becky Lynch is still part of this era of this whole thing. Like she was down in NXT with Liv Morgan and Io Sky and all them. She was only like a couple years ahead of them, so she's not that old. I think the
But
problem
but
was is
she's not as relevant as she was in the past. So now because again she's choppy. She's like a Roman Reigns or kind of or like where she just can come in when she wants to or like a Brock Lesnar you could say come in as wants to. It's just like come and go, come and go. I don't know. I don't like it. Go ahead though.
no, I get that, and that's kind of how a lot of these stars they get popular so fast, and it kind of like, hey, look, I'm extremely over. I'm putting numbers on your television, right? Your Nielsen ratings and all that stuff. I'm selling a shit ton of merch. I'm going to do the next contract. Yeah, I'm going to sign a contract friendly to me to where I don't have to be on the road 300 days a year. I don't have to do this. I've got a baby daughter that's 3 years old. I want to spend time with her at home and not on the road, even though her and her husband are together. You know, good for her. I mean, good for her for using what she had, the leverage, the contract negotiation leverage to do that. That's what Roman Reigns did. They weren't going to let him go. They're not going to let Becky Lynch go. But as far as the talent on uh, Monday night, they don't have the big names like SmackDown does. That's why, like SmackDown, you can kind of interchange. You
You
can
talking about as
have
far as the women's division?
Oh, absolutely. They have more stars on SmackDown than they do Raw. I think that's part of the reason why there's there was no challengers for Liv Morgan, and now they're going to go in and do the whole Becky Lynch, and then now Stephanie Facour's back too from injury. So now you could kind of start building up uh, different matches with each on. So uh, we'll go to the second match. That was the 6-man tag, right? LA Knight, Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa versus the Bloodline. Not a fan of this thrown together match at all.
How many matches are there?
What's that?
12.
There's 12?
12 or 13.
Oh,
We'll go through a couple of the big ones and then
that's 3 hours listening to fucking SummerSlam. I'll tell you that. Summarize. Don't
That's
go
what
through
I'm gonna
one
do.
by
God
one.
damn it! Shut
Summarize
the
that
fuck up
fucking
and let me
shit.
talk,
God
motherfucker.
damn.
But anyway,
Match number 26.
biggest thing in that match, really, I didn't really like the match, but it was more of them letting Solo Sikoa become a face and kind of make fun of the Usos a little bit. I think that was probably the best part of that match, to be honest with you.
Correct.
Running it back.
But again, not really a good match at all, honestly.
No.
It was just good stars.
The next one I think was Gunther and Nick Aldis. I thought that was an okay match, but I mean,
Next one was a 6-woman or 5-woman ladder match.
Okay. So there's a
Which,
reason why I skipped over that one.
But we got to talk about
the old people, the Bella Twins and Paige, letting Fatal Influence go over. I know I seen this one coming. Matt, did you see the turn coming on Page.
Oh yeah, it's happening since day one.
So,
Yeah,
to Joe's point, yes, people can determine what's going to happen before it actually happens. You can kind of figure it out ahead of time. And
but
to
again,
Matt's
during
point,
that match, that match, it looked like one of the Bella twins hurt herself again, or the other one did. So who knows where this page is
Nikki
going to
came
turn?
back for an injury, and it looks like Bree's going out with an injury.
Yeah. So
So
anyway, the next match, Aldis versus Gunther. You know, it was good. It was good to see. I'd never see Aldis fight before, but to see him fight the freaking guy who retires people, I mean, it's just it's some of these fights just look pathetic, man. Honestly, just like
yeah, I mean that
it
one
just
we could have
did.
got. We could have got on a Saturday night main event. I would have been fine with that one being on a Saturday night main event, not SummerSlam
So,
or another pay per view, Money in the Bank pay per view. I've been fine with that, right?
So
Not
what was the
not
what
SummerSlam.
was the? We can move on before that. Gunther wins and does his
The
thing.
next one would have been CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. I thought that was a hell of a match. I loved the ending to it. I thought for shock value with Randy Orton coming back, that was great to see. Cody doesn't lose clean, so he still has that say, "Hey, you CM Punk, you never beat me clean" type thing, and they can run this back a couple more times because it was really that good of a match.
It was, but again, so you see some of the freaking like you can see the oldness of CM Punk kicking in. Like he's not good anymore. Like he doesn't last that long. That was a long match for him, excessively long. And like when he's trying to put some of his moves on, you can see how tired and wore out he was. Again, does CM Punk deserve this shit? I'm not a CM Punk fan whatsoever. I don't care what anyone says. He doesn't deserve to be in WWE. Period. He just doesn't. He's not worthy of any calls. You
Why?
know, he just
Because the
he
way he
plays a good.
left.
No, he plays the okay heel. You know, he's unscripted, but he's just he's not what WWE's moving forward. He's just not. I mean, maybe in the past he was, but just he's not.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. This is the reason why I've always kind of liked CM Punk. Who does he remind you of? He doesn't give a fuck. He'll say what he wants to say. He'll
Stone
do what he
Cold.
wants to do. Who else sounds like that?
Stone Cold.
No. Donald fucking Trump.
Oh,
That's
you talking about wrestling?
that's why people like CM Punk is because he's that anti-authority, he's anti-politics. He sees it his way and what he thinks makes it better, just like Trump. He wants the country to be the best that it could be, and he's not bought by either party. He's going to do what the fuck he wants. Same thing with CM Punk, and he'll say whatever the fuck he wants to.
He was hired in to save the company because the company was losing a lot of veterans, like a John Cena to retirement, to a Brock Lesnar coming up retiring. So they were desperate for fucking a face.
Well, I mean, they were desperate because AEW with CM Punk was starting to surpass him and Cody Rhodes, and then when they both jumped ship, then WWC saw the increase in viewership. So CM
So
Punk
go on
still
to
brings the fans, still gets people to chant.
let's go on to the main event that night that I freaking loved, and I was lost a bet on it again because I thought the fight would have been over in less than 10 minutes. The cage fight, Oba versus Brock Lesnar.
But let me ask you a question: was it actually a true Hell in a Cell match?
Not
Yes
whatsoever.
or no?
No.
No. Should have never been Hell in a Cell. It should have just been a regular match. But
Well,
they
so
kept it in the ring
Brock,
the whole time.
they did. Brock Lesnar. Well, I don't know. At first, like the first 2 minutes, it was on the outside, him going through the table and shit like that. Brock Lesnar. But he said he was talking to Pat McAfee the other day. He said, "Dude, as soon as Obey slammed me on the mat, he's like, I felt it, dude. My body can't just take it no more." So pretty much, we knew that was like a gimmick kind of situation. Yes, you're passing the torch on type of thing, but it's just like this is the way you're doing it, dude. I mean, this guy passed. He won the King of the Ring. He passed the title match up to fucking retire your ass. I get it. Don't get me wrong. The next biggest thing from the next big thing. It's just I don't know, man. It just seemed like the fight was played out. It could have been such a better fight. It feels like.
Yeah.
Just feels
I
like
mean,
it.
I mean, I honestly, I kind of with you. I wish it was more of a squash match. In my opinion, I thought that would have been better. Like, hey, you know what? I walked away for a reason. Obafemi is the next big thing, and he should just fucking squash Brock Lesnar. It should have been, hey, I'm gonna Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna do this, do this. You're gonna stand up and beat the shit out of him, pin him, and that's it. That's the end of Brock Lesnar. That would have been great, but we all know ESPN is the one who pushed for Hell in a Cell to be on SummerSlam with these two competitors. So ESPN got what they wanted, but they also didn't get what they wanted at the same time.
I mean, ESPN is learning slowly but surely. Let the creative people do their job and let them direct people how to do their job. But the ending of Brock Lesnar's fucking career, I'm sorry, it just should have been better than that. At his hometown in Minnesota, come on now. I mean, look at Chad Gable, for instance. He won his fucking title shot by him. So let's go on to night two because Joe wants to get through this shit fast.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. No. I mean, we'll go through them pretty quick. The first match of the night I thought was the Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and then it was kind of nice to see like Nick Aldis say, "Hey, since you beat me, I'm going to put you in this as a triple threat." Oh, but wait, we're going to make it a fatal four way, and then comes out Kevin Owens, shock return, great to see. Fucking love Kevin Owens. He ends up winning the match. Now he's going to go face CM Punk, um, which I'd love to see because that'll be a good one again.
yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a good character right there. Honestly, Kevin Owens right there. And kind of crappy. I mean, he came in and won it right away. It kind of leads into the next match with Trick Williams versus um,
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin winning the belt. Come on, I mean,
I love it. I love it. I love it for Baron
I
Corbin.
I don't. You sign him right away. Now he was a nothing before, so you bring him in off the street again. He's suddenly a
I mean,
winner.
I
Trick
hate to
Williams
say,
up and coming.
but that's part of the problem is you don't have that nice heel to match with Trick Williams right now. Now you do. Now you have Baron Corbin, who's a very good heel, to go against Trick Williams to continue to pick him up and get him moved forward.
So what? Corbin only wins the belt for what, a month, and he loses it again next pay per view.
Probably. But that's all they need to do, right? That's how you make stars is you let them get beat every once in a while and then have them come back. So
Then what was after that? Was it the fucking ladder
the
match? The
the
five
ladder
women.
match. Uh man,
Soft
Tiffany
ass.
Stratton got her ass whooped in that match. Like she took some bumps in that match and she still came back. Man, give it up to her, man. She's a rock star in that freaking that ring.
Yeah, but
But
you gave it to somebody who's not relevant. Sorry,
do what?
just a pretty face. You gave it to someone who's not relevant the title, and she's just another pretty face. That's all it is.
Are you talking about Chelsea Green?
Yep.
Oh, dude, I fucking love that. I love that they put the belt on her. Dude, that's been a storyline coming ever since
She's not
uh
a. She's
dude,
just like
she
Maxine Dupree. She was a
it doesn't
fighter for a
matter.
little bit. She just doesn't
Here's
have
the
like a
thing.
skill set in the ring.
It's not all about the ring being a good wrestler in the ring, aka Roman Reigns is not one of the best ones in the ring. Chelsea Green is not either. But what she does very, very well, better than a lot of these women, is she takes her role and she succeeds in what they give her. If they want her to be a heel, she can be a very fantastic heel by the way she acts. They want her to be a face, she can turn to a face. She has mastered that where I don't think Jade Cargill has mastered it. Charlotte's mastered it. Lash Legend, she hasn't done the face yet. Tiffany Stratton, she's she hasn't the heel when she first came up didn't work, so they turned her face really quick. So Chelsea Green's been either a face or a heel the whole time, and she does what she's supposed to do. I love the fact that they gave it to her and gave her a shot ever since she was just a whatever they call these wrestlers that are the old gimmick wrestlers. They're just there to build the character up for the other person. That's what Chelsea Green was said by Michael Hayes in the Unreal documentary too. But they all said Chelsea Green kills everything that they give her. So got to give her flowers on that. Moving on.
I don't know. I think it's a different story, but
Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. I mean, that was just a dumb, stupid gimmick match. Nothing really fantastic about it. So we'll move on. Chad Gable versus Penta. Great match. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. I love the fact they gave it to Chad Gable in Minnesota, in his hometown. Now you're going to start seeing his little thing.
Is there a little gimmick? Yeah.
It's either that or
that.
Yeet. But yeah, again, I mean, Chad Gable, I'm glad he won it, honestly, because I think he deserved it, honestly, over the years. He did. Penta coming in off, like I said, off the street from AEW, and winning the title, pretty much not right away, but successfully going to it. But I'm looking forward to the rematch, honestly. That was a good match. But your main event, I think it was pretty solid, honestly. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. One of the better matches I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I think it went a little too long, but again, I think it was one of the better matches I've seen in a long time. But the back and forth with each other, doing finishing moves, and fucking each other's finishing moves, I thought it was pretty cool. But at the same time, I thought Seth Rollins was going to win. So, thought he was going to have him. I thought he was going to lead him to more shit, but I guess the story ends. Now it moves on.
Make sure my bottle's there, nice and cold for me when I come over next time.
Shit, it's going to be a while since you come over, so figure it out.
AK, Matt's not paying up his deal, is what he's saying.
Oh, I'll pay up. The deal's going to be here, but
I heard Dave.
No, the bottle's going to sit right here in my liquor area, but cold and served up. Probably not. I mean, I'll give you a cold drink when you come here and mix it. I'll mix it for you too. I'll be making it for you, but you're never going to show. But it's all good. We can move on, Joe. I know you're bored over there. Seems like a little bit.
Oh no, Joe was talking about this meme that Matt sent earlier about this French basketball player. Tell me all about that one. So what's this French
me or Joe?
Basketball player? Either one of
I'll let Joe go into it. He hasn't talked in a while.
Oh no. So I mean, to kind of build into this, like let's talk about first of all. So the WNBA recently had a basketball game where a couple protesters from a Keep Men Out of Women's Sports was there. They didn't, it wasn't violent or anything. They didn't try to disrupt anything. They held up signs that said, women should be in women's sport, men should be in men's sports. Well, people at the arena started people that were working there tried to tell the girls to put their signs down because it went against their policy, and they're like, no, it didn't. So fast forward, they actually had one of the WNBA basketball players hold the sign up, and get a photo with them and everything, which is ironic because at the same time,
who was that basketball player?
What was her name?
Who was that basketball? Sophie Cunningham. And guess who she plays with? She plays for the Indiana Fever.
So ironically, she plays for
her teammate is Caitlin Clark.
She does play with Caitlin Clark, but at the same time, people are giving Caitlin Clark shit because when asked about should men be allowed to play in women's sports and stuff, Caitlin Clark actually declined to answer, and people were like, "Oh, she's being a coward." No, I think it's more of she's got enough shit on her right now that people are trying to put targets on her as it is, and she doesn't want to add another fucking dart to her board, you know? I mean, Caitlin's not
you're
stupid.
100% right. She already gets beat up in every single game, and
She's already dealing with
at this
enough
point, it
bullshit.
was damned if she did, damned if she didn't.
Right.
She got hit from both sides of the spectrum with that, and she's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna stay out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say shit." And then the left and the right both attacked her.
And and that's the funny thing is for her, given her situation, given the fact that she's getting her fucking ass kicked, and these fucking refs are allowing it to happen on the court, she's smart to not say anything. Look, I'm going to stay out of it. This is the one time that she probably should have called Fauci and said, "Hey, is it okay for me to plead the fifth?" He'd at least be able to give her advice on that, right? Plead the fifth. But then you have this fucking asshole out of France come out and say that, and I'm sorry, but these news agencies need to get it correct when they say, because the article says, and I quote, says professional transgender basketball player in France, Julie, and I'm gonna mess the name up, the last name, because it's got the little asterisk thing that makes the sound, but Tart says, now it says she, but guess what? It's not a she.
It's a he.
It's a he. So he's ready for the WNBA to call him to play. Julie Tatar is 6'3" and averaging 21 points and 20 rebounds per game in women's basketball. Well, no wonder, because Julie is the size of Shaquille O'Neal against other women, because it's a dude.
So, and it's funny is, there's that. Let's see if the WNBA comes calling for that.
Yeah.
For
I'll
that
be honest
woman.
though, I tell you what, fuck WNBA, don't call. LeBron, get this dude on your team. Let's see how he does.
Let me say this too. Besides that, the owner of Outkick, Clay Travis, offered the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA champions, a $10 million match or game against his choice of a state champion in high school basketball.
Mm-hmm. And they turned it down.
And then the winner would get $10 million. And they could share it however they wanted to, whatever.
Yep.
No, the WNBA has been quiet ever since.
Right.
Because they know, like, hey, you get a high-tier high school basketball men's team that's a state champion, that's actually pretty fucking good, they might beat a WNBA team.
Here's the sad part. What people need to understand is saying that there is a biological difference between men and women is not saying that men are better than women or women are better than men. That's not the argument. Like, there are things in this world that women can do that men can't, and vice versa, that men can do that women can't. There are things that men can do that women can do, but it takes a lot more effort, and vice versa. There are things that women can do that men can do that takes a lot more effort. It's not who's better. It's using common fucking sense. The idea of having a sport that is single to that gender or sex, I'm saying both because I get tired of people saying, well, they're different. No, they're not. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care how you feel. You have a dick between your legs. I don't care if you call yourself a girl or not. You're a fucking dude. If you have a vagina, you're a girl. You can be manly and still be a woman. You can be girly and still be a dude. Anyway, the idea is not that one is better than the other. The idea is fair competition. fair competition. Guess what?
Yep.
There's a reason that there is no one advocating, no one in the world is advocating for the Special Olympics to compete against the regular Olympics. Okay? None.
But why not?
There is no one. I do not see anyone saying that it is very unfair that the Special Olympics and the regular Olympics are held on different dates at different locations. How dare they?
Well, I'm with Josh, but why not?
But why not?
Because again, it's not a matter of who's better. It's called fair competition. Okay? Just like women competing against women and men competing against men is not, oh, well, one's better than the other. No, it's that you are aligning a fair competition. Just like as we're growing up in sports, you have an age group that competes with the same age group. You have in Pee Wee football, it's based on, or Pee Wee sports, it's age. 5 and 6 year olds go against 5 and 6 year olds. 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds go against 7 and 8-year-olds. Once you get to middle school, your bodies are starting to level out. So guess what? Now it's a middle school age group, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. When you get to high school, depending on how many kids you got in the school, you might have a freshman team that goes against other freshman teams. You have a junior varsity, which is your juniors or your sophomores and juniors, and then your senior or your varsity team is supposed to be your fully developed. Does that always work out that way? No, because guess what? You might have someone that has the capability to compete at a higher level.
So what you're saying, Joe, is there was a movie back in the day.
Which one?
Rodney Dangerfield.
Man.
With Rodney Dangerfield.
Ladybug.
The Ladybug.
Ladybug.
The Ladybug. Yes. Prime example, right?
The whole
we used this a couple weeks ago.
Dangerfield drafted his girlfriend's son into the team was because his team sucked and he wanted to just demolish everybody.
And what happened then?
Well, eventually they found out he was a boy.
At the
I'm
end
a
of the
real
thing.
boy.
And then they ended up winning anyway.
Right.
They didn't need him for reals.
Right. They didn't. Well, and that's the thing. Again,
but they did to get them there, because if they didn't have him, they would have never made it that far.
But it wasn't because of their capability. That's the funny thing. The idea behind that movie was that the girls could have made it to the championship all on their own, but they didn't have the confidence in themselves. They didn't have the fight. Once they found that they had the confidence, they actually were a competing team.
That reminds me of another movie, right? I think
there's so many fucking movies like that. I mean,
it had Rick Moranis and Al Bundy,
Little Giants,
Little Giants,
the Little Giants,
and hey,
Icebox.
Hey, the Icebox was a like. What was the fucking the bad guy's
Rex.
name? What was the kid's name that always he was the anti-Icebox? Oh
no, he's a third party himself.
Yeah, the one with the glasses.
No, the big dude.
No.
The one that joined the team, and he was supposed to be this he's holding the refrigerator.
That was Rex.
Huh? Rex.
It was Rex.
And he's like, Rex doesn't play with girls.
Yeah.
He still got his ass beat by the Icebox. But again, that's the funny thing. It drives me crazy. This isn't a question of who's better or who's worse. It's creating a fair environment. And I'm sorry, if a boy has to transfer to a girls' league to be successful, shame on
to be
him.
a girl.
Shame on him. Because shame on his parents, and shame on his grandparents, and shame on the community for supporting it. because you're not teaching the kid how to overcome adversity. You're teaching the kid that when times get tough, tuck my wiener.
That's a bumper sticker.
I mean, maybe they just said they don't need to tuck it. They just got to make sure they're in a ice box and it'll go down.
I mean, it's just
It's a turtle head.
it causes so many
See what
situations
you
where,
did here, but wasn't as funny.
like, like I mean, that the boy wrestler that said he was a girl and wrestled in that. There's charges being filed on him.
No.
Yeah, they're filing charges against him for apparently sexually touching or whatever. I don't know what the exact charges are, but they came out and said
Inappropriately touching a female.
I mean, they're filing charges on him. Like you're setting these kids up for failure. Like, I'm sorry, but there's a difference between being able to express yourself and do that in a logical mindset. You can absolutely. Here's the thing. Again, for anyone that's listening, and I know these two are going to laugh and make fun, but the point is, if you feel more comfortable wearing a fucking dress and putting on makeup, okay, have at you. Like, live your life. Live your life. But at the same time, you don't need to fucking go around and argue with people that you're a girl. You're not a fucking girl. Okay? Don't care what you think you are. Don't care what you call yourself. You're not a girl. Okay?
Joe, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. We just had a Democrat candidate in Connecticut that said they menstruate through their butthole.
And again, that is a perfect, Josh, that's a perfect example of these people need mental support. They need mental health treatment. Like,
where the fuck's shock therapy when you need it? Where's shock therapy when you need it?
It doesn't help as much as you think.
I mean, some of these people probably need the lobotomy.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to explain to that congressman or senator or whatever that menstruating through your butt is not menstruation. That's a fucking hemorrhoid.
I love the fact that as soon as I said that, Matt lost it.
I mean, it's the truth, though. I know that someone said that. Like,
no, they really did. It was.
I know they did. Like, I know he did. Like, I know he did. Like, that's the problem is, and then you got people that are like, oh, yes, that's so true. That's so true. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, how fucking depraved have you got to be? Like, I just saw a video where one of the what is her name? But anyway, one of the big political reporters, she's at a college, and she goes, let me ask you this. If 100 years from now, you dig up two bodies, will you be able to tell if it's male or female? So 100 years from now, you dig up the bones. It's just the bones. Can you tell if it's male or female?
Yes.
The fucking guy in the background goes, no. And she goes, what? And all the students start laughing. Like, everybody starts laughing. He goes, I don't understand why everybody's laughing at me. And they're like, you do realize that archaeologists and everything have been digging up bones for now a few hundred years, and they can tell you which one's a male and which one's a female. So the fact that we've got now where we have professionals or supposedly educated professionals that are saying shit like this just shows how warped we've gotten. Like, dear God, like, I can just see it now. Like, we're going to have to eventually get to a point where somebody's going to actually require you to put a little plaque on the inside of your tombstone or inside of your casket that says, I identify as a fucking female. Like, congratulations, but you're dead. Nobody cares. You're a dude. God damn. Anyway, all right. Moving on from there. Speaking of stupid shit. All right. Speaking of stupid shit. So apparently, a officer in Middletown, Ohio, is on administrative leave and is looking at potentially being either put on probation or up to 90 days in jail with a maximum of $750 fine for a misdemeanor because
Misdemeanor, my ass. Oof. Go ahead.
hold on. Well, let's talk about this, okay?
So, no. Why don't you show? Is there a way you can show the video beforehand so people understand what's going on?
Yeah, here.
I think it's only like a quick 2 minutes.
No, I'll happily show the video here because it's gonna be.
It's fucking crazy to me. I'm honestly, it really is. I agree to disagree a lot, but man, this is kind of fucked up itself, honestly.
It's loading.
Loaded.
Rider. Let's talk about the low rider.
Maybe you had a better internet provider to be okay.
Brazos Valley will repair.
Frozen.
As Brazos Valley's only
New details now. In a case involving a Middletown police officer, Jamie Patterson was found guilty of failing to do her job after she let a man whip a handcuffed 15-year-old boy during a domestic call.
Patterson was convicted on 2 counts of dereliction of duty.
Brenda Ordonez has more.
Jamie Patterson has been an Ohio police officer since 2010. To the Queen's biological father lost custody because of it.
Man, this is a parental issue. We're here way too much. This is all a parental issue. Okay, you need to issue corporal punishment on him.
The next day, January 3rd, Patterson returned after another domestic call. Called himself Grandpa. The ex-husband asked Patterson was whipping him corporal punishment. She said yes. That's when he approached the teen.
I'm Grandpa.
Patterson stood by and watched. Then BCI investigators say she did something deliberate.
I can't sit here today and tell you how many times that child was struck with the leather belt because Officer Patterson muted her body camera.
Is a
Okay. So let's talk about it. Matt, go ahead. I want to hear your take on this.
So I don't know if everybody saw the full view on it. So basically, what you got is a cop reported one first night to a domestic violence. Kid he was fighting somebody or something, whatever. So what happened was the next day, the same officer got reported to the same situation where she found the kid domesticating or like fighting somebody again. So next thing you know, she handcuffs him, brings it back to the parents. Well, it wasn't the parents. One guy said, "Hey, it's the grandparents," and supposedly the parents are known for domestic violence against this kid. So the kid is handcuffed, and then one's like, "Hey, I'm the grandfather of this kid." Well, it's the actual dad of the kid, and just repeatedly beats the shit out of him with a leather belt while he's handcuffed. And she's okay with this because it's called corporal punishment. And I guess since she was there, that she was there, it was legit because she said, "Hey, you should corporal punish him to teach him a lesson." God damn, this is another way to take the story out of context, as in beating somebody or showing your kids how it is. But to bring this in perspective, it turns out it was the actual dad legit beating the shit out of the kid with a leather belt, and she was there to see it on site and let it happen. Now she's being fired from her job, and I guess she's facing almost 90 days in jail. That's what you said, Joe?
I'm sure to be, hey, you're going to go to jail for like
probation,
2 days, 10 days,
90 days in jail.
Nah.
So, Matt, I'm gonna correct you a little bit because you got some of the facts wrong. Okay,
that's fine. Go ahead. I'm just learning about this today.
Nope, I got you. And here's the thing, like, I mean, at the whim of it, you're kind of like, holy shit. I'm kind of the other sense here because so anyway, you're right. So the officer had been responding. So not just this officer, but the police force in general had been called to this house multiple times because of this kid. Okay, 15-year-old kid. All right. The first incident that they talk about where this officer arrived, she got there. She was like, "Look, this is happening way too much. This is more of a parental issue. This is not a police issue." And then you hear her say, you know, maybe you need to implement some corporal punishment or something. I don't know, but like, so the reason they got called out the first time was because apparently one of the kid's siblings or whatever was complaining that he wanted to play something on the iPad. So the 15-year-old kicked the kid out of the way, took the iPad, threw it, broke the remote, you know, destroying shit. Comes back the next day because he's being called because this time he's whipping around a knife. That's why the officer put him in cuffs, was for the knife. Now, while she's there, Grandma says, "I don't want him to go to jail, but I need him," you know, and she's like, again, like, you got to figure something out. Well, Grandma's ex-husband is also there that identifies as Grandpa. He goes, "Well, I'm Grandpa," because Grandma called him and said, "Bring the belt." Okay. So he shows up. Grandpa shows up, ex-husband, but still considered Grandpa, shows up, hits the kid with the belt. It says 8 to 11 times. Okay. 8 to 11 times. 8 to 11 times. Do I think it's excessive? Yes. At the same time, you got a fucking knife flinging around and everything else. Guess what? You're lucky you only got 8 to 11. Okay. But proceeds to also tell Grandpa tells the kid, "You are a fucking child. You need not be telling adults, blah, blah, you know." The officer is in trouble because, one, she let this happen, but also because the one thing you're not supposed to do as an officer is mess with your camera. She turned the camera away so that it was off camera.
She muted it. She muted it too.
And she muted it so that things would be heard. Her justification for it, which I argue she shouldn't have done, but her.
But what did she also? Hold on. Stop. Let's stop. Sorry, I won't cut you off.
No, go
but
ahead.
what did she also? What she also let happen too? The kid was still in cuffs.
Well, yeah, that's why I said he was in cuffs and Grandpa hit him 8 to 11 times. Yeah.
Yeah, but she let that happen in front of her too.
Well, yeah, that's why I said she turned, while that was going on, she turned with camera and muted it. Her justification was, she said, "I believe that should be a private thing between families." So,
but it comes back to,
but while the kid's handcuffed,
it would have been fine if the kid's hands were on the wall, whatever, not handcuffed and getting his ass whooped. Completely different from a kid being handcuffed and getting his ass whooped. And a cop, the cop was allowing that to happen. That just says, "Hey, Joe, you know what? I'm going to handcuff you and I'm going to let Matt come whoop your ass." And I'm going to let a cop watch it and not do a damn thing about it.
Okay.
Drop the soap, bitch. Drop the soap, bitch.
Let me ask you this, Josh. So you might have a 14, 15-year-old in your house that may do or may not do stupid shit at times. And said 14, 15-year-old is not a small child. Okay. Now imagine that this individual didn't live with mom and dad because either mom and dad are dead or they're not in the scene or whatever. And so this child lives with grandma that's in her 60s, 70s, and he wields a fucking knife around. Okay.
I get
You don't think putting him in fucking cuffs and whipping his fucking ass might be justified just a little bit, because maybe if that would have happened sooner, the fucking kid wouldn't have done that shit?
Well, here's the problem.
Josh. Hold on, Josh. Hold on first. Joe, you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good. Yep. Okay, go ahead, conspiracy theorist.
No. My point, again, yes, no matter how big the fucking kid, my son's 14. He's weighs more than I do now. He's just about as tall as me. So, He's getting there. I mean, yeah. So, to your point, could some like my stepdad probably hold on to Hunter? Absolutely not. There's no way. But for a cop to handcuff him, yes, I understand the wheeler knife. Yes, you got to handcuff him to stop the threat, right? The problem is the cop turned her back to allow this grandpa to whoop his ass. Yet, us parents, we are allowed to whoop our kids.
Are we?
It is 100% legal for us to whip our kids and discipline our kids.
Are we?
Yes. The fucking cop told Hunter that, and he also told Jackson that.
Right.
Both of them.
Okay, so hold on. So you both are in the wrong here because of this. Cop is very ignorant upon her knowing shit. She didn't know the full story. She thinks that's grandpa. No, it's actually the father that beats the shit out of the kid. Has been called multiple times.
Grandpa.
No, that was the dad. Saying he's the grandpa.
The report says that is grandpa.
It was not grandpa.
I'm looking at the report. It says grandma called her ex-husband, who identifies himself as grandpa. If grandma called her son, and her son's her ex-husband, then that's
Okay. Okay. So there's been like I said, I'm learning this day today. Maybe the ex-husband of ex-grandpa, whatever, ex-husband of the grandma or grandpa, he's known for beating the shit out of kids because there's so much domestic violence that's gone on between these families. Is it right for him to do that in front of the officer in cuffs? That's a problem. I'm sorry, it is. Now, once the officer leaves, whatever happens behind the scenes, that's an at-home situation. That cop fucking was fucked up in the situation. She turned her back while her handcuffs were on that kid. This is not a lynching, dude. This is a beating, like almost like back in the fucking Middle Ages. It's bullshit. Now I can understand. I'm willing. I'm an '80s kid. I'm a '90s kid. I get what my parents did back in the day because they set me straight. This day and age, it would fucking be awesome. They kept doing this shit back in the day. But with a leather belt, beating the shit out of someone in handcuffs, dude, it's like a fucking beating that's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's disrespectful. It's not a cop's job to do that. That is a parent's job, not a cop's job. Now, that cop took judge, jury, and situation she should not have done. Now, if she wants to release the kid to the parents, that's understandable. Or it could be the grandma and grandpa. Then guess what? Once she leaves the house, guess what happens? That happens there. She let it happen on her body cam and in front of her presence as a cop. That is not legit. That is bullshit, and she should be reprimanded for it. Now, going to jail, I'm kind of iffy about that because a cop in jail is not good, but to fire her, yes, I agree with that. Go ahead. That's my 2 seconds.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Joe, come on. What's your rebuttal, buddy? What's the rebuttal?
Let's see. Agrees with me.
I mean, so I guess the argument is that so the way things should have planned out, and we'd be okay with it, is the cop takes the handcuffs off, releases the kid back to grandma and grandpa, leaves, then grandma and grandpa put the kid back in cuffs and beat him. As long as it's not on the camera, it's okay.
That's a different story, dude. That's not your decision to make because once that happens, I get what you're saying, but it's either way, it's happening, if that makes sense.
Well, it's happening, but here's the funny part about this. A part of this also is, guess what? There's no charges being filed against grandpa for abuse or anything because guess what? According to the law, he didn't do anything wrong. The only thing that's wrong is the fact that the officer handcuffed the kid and then turned on the video. Like, I get that.
Exactly. It wasn't her job to do that. She's playing judge and jury.
She's not playing judge and jury because the kid's guilty. I agree that she's
No. That is not fair. Because if he went to court, he has a chance to plead his situation.
Thank you.
if he goes to court, then they're going to say, well, that white racist cop just took another kid to jail because he's black. That's what you get instead, is how dare that. All it is they're just trying to put another black man behind jail. They're just trying to put him in the system.
Joe, you're better than this, man. You know this situation. Come on, you're good, brother. You are wrong. You are wrong.
So this cop doesn't win either way. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because hold on. Do I think
it's not her job to parent the situation.
Do I think
it's not her job?
Yes. Do I think
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I think she's stupid. Do I think she needs to lose her job? No. Do I think she deserves a reprimand or some kind of administrative paperwork or forfeiture pay or something? Yes. Do I think she deserves jail time? No. Do I think that...
Joe, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Roles are completely reversed, and it's your son.
The difference is,
how would you react?
My son's still getting his ass whooped.
But the cop is allowing somebody else to punish your kid.
No.
With handcuffs.
You don't get to use that one because grandma's the illegal guardian, and grandma's the one allowing it to happen.
Okay, but
this isn't one of those things
while he's handcuffed,
drug into an alleyway and some random person.
I'm okay. I think me and Matt are on the same page. I'm 100% okay with the child getting dealt with. The fact that it was handcuffed with the police officer there and allowing it to happen.
Here's the thing.
That's not putting the child's safety in the interest of
Josh, hold on real quick. Go ahead, Joe. I want to hear you first real quick.
Here's the thing.
I got a big ass rebuttal.
Again, do I think the officer was stupid? Yes. At the same time, you don't know this kid. I don't know this kid. For all you know, I mean, there's a reason that a kid develops to the point where he is now wielding a knife against his grandma and stuff like that, his siblings. He's throwing things. He's breaking things. He's doing all this shit. What do you do?
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
So if he's wielding a knife in front of his grandma, acting like this, like a nuisance. Okay, so that officer is being called to that house for that situation to detain the situation. Right? There's a crime being committed. Correct?
Right.
Correct. Yes or no?
And I agree.
Okay. So hold on. So it's just like hold on.
Matt, let me
hold on. So it's like a domestic situation. You're going to a house for a domestic situation. So the thing is, grandma says, "Hey, he's wielding a knife. He's doing this. He's acting out. But I don't want to press charges." But yet you call the cops. Guess what? Someone's going to jail. If this kid is wielding a knife in front of people, and you detain him, detaining means you're in cuffs. You're back here. She didn't want to press charges, but she called the cops. But guess what? Okay, so he's in handcuffs. So grandpa shows up, the ex-husband, and she turns her body as an officer, mutes her camera, so she's out of line and doing her job as a cop. And there's handcuffs still on this kid while being beaten. Maybe her back's turned, maybe her head's turned. She's not seeing this, but she can hear this like a cop. That is what you want as a professional officer on the streets? Incorrect. You don't. Now, reprimand? Yes, 100% to the fullest. I think she get fired. Jail time? No. But this is a freaking cop reporting to a domestic violence situation. Put someone in handcuffs. Why didn't you take the kid away? Put him in jail because you report to an incident day by day. You know the situation. Like you said, she knows the situation going on. You left the kid in handcuffs to be beaten. If that was your kid to be beaten like that, I'm sorry. Even if you were a bad father and you didn't take care of your kid where grandma and grandpa were like that, you heard about that, guarantee your ass would be downtown filing fucking assault charges on this officer for letting that shit happen. Even though if you're a bad parent. Okay, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. No, there's no except here. Let me finish real quick. So she didn't do that. She did not do her duty to full extent. Now she left the house and came back and reported that kid was beat up and abused by the fucking grandpa. Guess who's getting guess who's getting charged? The grandpa. Okay? Because you can't beat your kids this day and age like that, okay? But does grandma want to press charges? No, but guess what? The state will for that kid because he's not an adult, he doesn't know how to think. There's my rant.
That's my story, and I'm still sticking to it.
One, first of all, let's take a scenario here. One, I agree with you. She's stupid. Okay. What should have happened, simply put, again, and you can argue that she would have been the bad guy either way, is my argument, is that when the grandma called and said he's wielding a knife and all this stuff, the officer shows up, puts the kid in cuffs, should have put him in the car, took him downtown to be booked. Okay. End of story. This never happens. Instead, we've got another argument of, oh, nope, the officer just wants to put another black man behind the jail. But anyway, reverse. Okay. Even if she doesn't take him to jail, you're right. Don't leave him cuffed. Uncuff him. More than likely, what's going to happen is you're going to be responding back to something else because the kid's been doing this for days, weeks, whatever. So it's not like
That's your job, though. That's your job. That's your job. You're not judge and jury. Good. Sorry.
It's not a judge and jury when you walk. Here's the problem where people get that line right there is just so fucking annoying. It doesn't take a genius to walk in when you see somebody holding a knife to go, gee, are you guilty of wielding a knife?
Grandma didn't want to press charges. He's in handcuffs. Took him to jail.
Again, that's where, and you're right. When grandma goes, I don't want to press charges, that's when you look at grandma and go, you know what, grandma? You've already passed the line of no return. I got to take him.
And that's where you go, hey, you know what? We're probably not going to continue to respond to your house.
No, you can't. Oh, no, you can't say that.
You got to respond. You got to respond.
It's your job. Oh,
it's your job. It is your job. It is your job.
Don't you dare not show up because you're either over-policing or you're not doing your job.
It don't matter how many times you respond, you still got to respond. It may take an hour later, it may take 2 hours later, but there's been things like this where, like, you may, hey, we're used to this, so we'll be there an hour later because now we don't have it. But guess what? Within that hour, that kid could have killed grandma and grandpa.
Yep. And you
then guess what?
Then he goes to jail. But what should have happened is the officer arrives, she handcuffs the kid, takes him downtown to be processed. In that time, she should also probably notify Child and Family Services to have them do some kind of internal investigation to see on whether or not this child is actually either being abused or are they receiving the support they need to get him help. That's what should have happened. Okay. Again.
Or is this kid fucking competent or incompetent? Because maybe he has a mental issue. You don't know the situation.
To see if he's getting the support he needs. That's what I'm talking
about. So while he's handcuffed and he's in juvenile detention or in whatever processing, I don't know who reports this shit. See, like Child's Protective Agency, see what's going on at the house, or is this kid fucking okay to stand trial? Type of situation. I mean, you don't know his mental capacity.
Determine if he's competent to stand trial. But the problem also is, so let's say that officer responds to that. She takes him to jail, and then she calls Child Protective Services to see if he's being helped. It's going to take them a month or two to even get out there to see if anything's being done. And like you said, depending on...
But again, that's her job. That's her job. Her job is not to handcuff the kid and let the fucking grandpa beat the shit out of him.
Her job. I'm not arguing that she stepped beyond her job, that she's stupid. I'm not arguing...
okay. So hold on. So we agree she is stupid. But upon that, so her turning her. So let me redo this again. So her turning her back, Krista mute on her fucking body camera, and her letting the kid get beat handcuffs, we all agree is fucking out of line, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs up,
Yeah.
thumbs up. Okay, so right there, she's fired. That is not an officer of who you want to be around your kids. Sorry, she let it happen.
Well, my cat's running.
Now so supposedly she's been a prestige like officer since 2021, since she's been hired. But obviously, if you saw her what she was saying in court, she thought corporal punishment was the best thing happening in handcuffs. I just imagine what she does to her.
I mean, what happens on a regular stop? You know, is she doing the same type of thought theory when she does a regular stop?
She doesn't have any bad reviews in the past. She's been an excellent cop since 2021, since she's been hired. But what I'm trying to say is, in court, you see how remorse she is. But I'm sorry, that day of that kid getting beaten at 15 years old, when you don't know the mental capacity of that kid, we all don't know the full story. There's three sides to the story: his side, her side, and the truth. Three sides to it. But we only go off body camera. But guess what? She turned that shit off. She violated the oath of a police officer. Therefore, you are fired. Period.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, based on that. Yes, fire. Okay.
Yeah, jail
Now,
time.
like I
I
said,
don't agree with.
I don't think
she's a good
jail time.
no, correct. No, correct. But
Now, I will
probation,
also argue,
yes.
problem is that, I mean, I don't know why we keep going to this kid possibly having a mental. Maybe he's just a fucking punk and just really needs an ass whooping.
Could be, but
But it's
still
not,
not
again, like you said, it's not her place to decide that. I get that.
It's not. That's what I'm not trying to say she's being the judge jury, but she's judging the situation, and she's allowed a jury situation.
So
She's
what you're
saying,
saying, Matt?
no. So no. She's saying by saying I'm gonna, hey, you're in handcuffs. I'm the judge now. Here's the jury situation. Your grandpa's gonna beat the shit out of you, and I'm gonna press mute on my body camera. So she was being judge jury, not executioner, but judge and jury. She let it happen by not being a correct officer according to the law. Now, again, like, should she let it happen? No, maybe she left the situation, took the handcuffs off, and like Josh said earlier, put your hands together and spread those cheeks, baby. I'm fucking beating the shit out of you. See what happens. Sorry. Back in the day, it happened to all three of us. I guarantee it did. At one point in time, and look at this day and age. But look at this day and age there, Joe. This day and age needs some shit like that. Otherwise, you got a 6'3" guy coming into the WNBA and trying to say, hey, I'm ready. It's okay. You can say what you want to, buddy.
Well, no,
that's what we're here for.
Well, no, I agree with what you just said, but it's also it's a little contradicting what you just said, because it's
tell me we're here for. We're talking.
It's not okay that she allowed it to happen, but we recognize that more kids would probably not act like fucking psychopaths if they got an ass whooping.
It's not your job, though. It's not your job besides the cop.
Well,
your cop is there. Your cop. Your cop. Your job.
Like,
you understand? So that's fine. So if we agree on the same things, then we know she was incompetent and she was an idiot for what she did. Fire. Move on.
Yeah.
Probation.
Move
yes.
On.
Move on.
You know, and I mean, yeah. Keep it at that.
You. I think you hate to agree because your political perspective on it. I get what you're saying.
No, it's not even political perspective. My mentality is, I mean, literally, I had times when I was a security guard where I would, I'd stop a kid for stealing, instead of a teenager for stealing, and but the difference in the scenario is, she put the kid in cuffs, stuff like that. Where in the scenarios that I dealt with, the mom would be like, can I whip his fucking ass? And we'd say, as long as you do it off property. Like, and it's
again. Two things there. Two things there. You're a security guard, not a cop of the law. And you told her, She can do whatever the fuck she wants to do off the premises. Different scenario.
Same scenario.
You're not. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. She's not in your vicinity. She don't see you. Do what you want to across the street. Do what you should. Do what you want to across the street, but you're not doing it on my property.
Right, which is what I'm saying. She was stupid because she's sitting here doing it in presence and all that stuff.
At the end of the day, that's all we agree on. The three of us agree on is she broke the law of a cop. She broke her rules as a cop by muting her body camera. That is the reason why officers this day and age get fucking.
That's one of the. I mean, obviously the keeping the kid in cuffs. She should have put him in the car, but the fact that she messed with the body cam is the big problem. Like, here's the thing. You know you're in the wrong because you're making sure it's not on camera, and you're also, blocking the audio or muting it. Like, you don't do that unless you know you're in the wrong. Like, because that means somebody can't go back.
Boom, exactly. So she's guilty of something because she has a conscience.
Right.
I get it. I'm with you. She's like, dude, I'm tired of coming to this house. I'm tired of this bullshit. Mute, beat the shit out of them. That's her mentality point in their head.
What she should have done is said, you know what? I'm gonna leave. You can beat shit out of him. Call me back here in a couple hours.
Because guess what? She works for 8 hours and she fucking works either way. And she has to keep responding to the same fucking house over and over and over. It doesn't fucking matter. There's a documentary on fucking Netflix where the fucking two neighbors across the street from her were getting along. And this one lady's like, oh, she keeps looking at me weird. I'll call the cops. She's not on my property. She looked at me weird. She looked at me weird. She looked at me weird. She kept calling the cops. She's like, we're bringing an officer out. We're bringing an officer out. We're bringing an officer out. Now, it took an hour for an officer to get out there because, you know what, that's the least of the responsibility because she looked at her weird. But guess what happened? Guess what happened eventually? That neighbor across the street brought a fucking gun over to the house across the street and shot and killed the fucking husband and shot the wife. But guess what? The wife survived. But guess what? The cops responded an hour later. You never fucking know this mental stage this day and age. It's fucking out there, dude. Everyone's fucking out there. I mean, again, high schools have fucking litter boxes for fucking kids to go piss and shit in. I'm done. There's my rant.
Cable companies have that too.
I'm done, bro. I mean,
I agree.
I have a fucking cat upstairs, but guess what? I shit my own toilet. My daughter, she goes to the bathroom in her own toilet. My wife, her own toilet. It's not a kitty box.
Oh man.
I mean, you could stage this either way. It's funny how this little topic took longer than our other topics, and the other topics they were more major. But this one specifically, we all agree on the same page. It just wasn't handled professionally, and that's where she fucked up.
I agree with that it was not handled professionally. But it, like I said, I mean, do I think that? I mean, I'm sorry, but obviously this kid has had a lot of things going wrong in the sense of either poor adult, mentors or lack of parental guidance or whatever.
Who hasn't had a fucked up childhood at some point in time?
You know
what I'm saying? But at the same time, an officer handcuffs and get beaten? Come on. I've never had that's too far, I think. But again, I'm good. You're good. I'm done ranting.
Hell, I still remember my mom whooped my ass in the middle of the parking lot, and the lady came over and said, "Don't you dare do that. I'll tell that police officer there." And she goes, "Go ahead, that's his dad." I'm like, damn it.
My mom called the cops on me because I threw a second controller at the fucking TV. A second controller.
Oh hell, I never got the cops because my mom she administered her own corporal punishment.
Well, my dad was off work. My dad wasn't off work that day. No. Sorry, different story.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, all three of us. I mean, we grew up at a time where you got your ass whooped.
We got our ass whooped by the
belt, wooden spoons, go out and pick the switch, like all the fucking categories. Like, damn.
Yeah, pretty much.
My wife just texted me saying, "Can you not yell?" I said, "Nope, can't." Podcast night.
She said, "If you yell again, I'm whipping you."
You go to bed at midnight every other time. Now the one night I have a podcast and we go to bed early. Nope. I worked a double yesterday. I'm off today and
Hey,
tomorrow.
I don't want
so.
your wife mad at me. Matt, good. You need to calm down, buddy. She'll listen to this later, and now she's like, yes, thank you, Josh.
Yeah, Josh pushed out.
I pleaded fifth.
I played the fifth.
4-5. What were you guys arguing about? I plead the fifth.
Okay, so I know we don't have much time left, but I really want to get into this just a little bit because the trade line just went by, and we're all Reds fans a little bit here. So let's talk about the trade deadline. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I mean, the Reds did absolutely nothing.
Oh, so they did their normal.
They did their normal.
Oh.
But from what I understand, from what I've heard behind the scenes, is the Castellinis are out of money. They don't have a lot of money to improve this team. That's why they want to stick to a salary cap of what they say, and they don't really want to go over that. So now, Grin, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Do the Reds make a move? They're 4.5 games back. They've won 10 out of the last 14 games, right?
11. Sorry.
10 out of 14 games they've won. So, or 11 because they won tonight. Whatever. 11 out of 15. Whatever.
Yep.
So, they're playing really good baseball right now. Do they need to do a trade to break that up? You know, I would have liked them to get somebody to help them out. You know what? If you're going to go for it, just go in and try to make the playoffs. Been okay with that. Nope. You stood still. You didn't do shit to either help your team this year or guess what? Help your team next year. You fucking sat on your ass and did nothing. Other than that, the trade deadline, the only thing it did for me is it made me really realize that baseball is completely broken. It is broken.
So who broke it?
Are you saying the Dodgers broke baseball?
The Dodgers broke baseball. They got the best pitcher in the trademark and the trade deadline. Scooble
For shit to
the
none.
Tigers.
Shit to none.
But that's the thing. Did they break baseball? I mean, just because they were smart and were able to put together probably they've put together probably one of the best rosters.
It's an all-star team. It's basically what it is. It's a legit all-star.
I mean, that's not breaking it. That's
team.
Playing the rules. That's playing the game.
But no, it's broken baseball to the fact that you've got teams like the Dodgers. This is the reason why everybody hated the Yankees in the 90s and early 2000s. Because they would spend double of what everybody else is doing to get that roster, yes, to win championships. That's the name of the game, to win championships. But when you're
Josh, let's bounce
$400 million
so does
another team,
does baseball not have a salary cap like football and stuff where they can't?
Not at all. Nope, they don't.
No salary cap in baseball. That's why I said the Dodgers have broken baseball.
So
they have the highest payroll.
You think they'll come out with one to kind of counteract?
Josh, hold on, Joe, hold on. Josh, fill him in on the salary cap for baseball, though, unless you let me explain it.
Do what now?
Fill him in on the information for the salary cap. There is somewhat of a salary cap for baseball, but there isn't a salary cap. So go ahead.
So there is no salary cap for baseball. If you get to a certain point, you have to pay a luxury tax. So the Dodgers had broken that salary cap, and now they're paying a luxury tax it's supposed to be split up between all the other teams, right? They're paying their roster is like $300 million, and they're paying like $175 million in luxury taxes for being over, right? That's what the Yankees did in the 90s and the early 2000s. That's why everybody started hating the Yankees, because they are always winning. The Dodgers are doing it. They've legitimately got every great player. They all want to play in LA. I have no fucking idea why, because whatever their salary is gets fucking cut in half anyway. That's just fucking dumb. I mean, I wish I was a fucking stupid ass baseball player.
So what Josh is failed to execute to tell you too, which he's pretty much accurate, 100% on that, is these big marketplaces places also get a good TV deal.
Yes.
So when you see a big, let's say for instance, so let's say the Dodgers were $170 million over the luxury tax last year, and that's divided along amongst the smaller market teams. Who pays for that? Who pays for that tax? A TV deal does. So when you get a TV deal of what $2 billion from a TV in LA or New York, they pay for that luxury tax.
Like
That's the reason they can write that. Well, no, that's the reason. That's the reason they can write that shit off. If you notice, the last couple of years, the Reds have been bouncing back and forth because they don't have a TV deal, and if they do, it's shit to
Well,
none.
that's because the no. Let me expand on
Go
that
ahead, go
because
ahead,
a
go
lot
ahead.
of
That's what I
people
want.
don't know is Fox Sports is the one who owned a lot of the majority of the sports channels for a lot of the baseball teams. It doesn't have the same Yes network that the Yankees have. It doesn't have the same channel that the Dodgers have. Their markets pay for that
Smaller,
channel, so they get a
smaller.
lot. They get all that money. So the smaller markets all get under one conglomerate of a TV deal, which was under Fox Sports. So under Cincinnati, it was Fox Sports Ohio. That's the channel the Reds would play on. Cleveland, it would be Fox Sports Cleveland or Fox Sports Ohio Channel 2.2, whatever it
But,
was.
but
So
when you
that
see
way,
this, when you see the smaller markets go under business, because the bigger markets are outbidding other places, this is what happens.
well,
Okay, we have to go. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and the cable business is at that point you're paying different markets and getting so much money. Eventually, that money it costs a lot to broadcast, right? That's why we see our cable bills go up. If they're not going down, they continue to go up because of the taxes. So Matt, your
Unless you
bill,
know
I
some,
guess your TV bill
unless you
is
know
going
somebody.
up. So just
So
let you
I'm
know
looking
that,
on
Matt.
here, and I found it pretty because I didn't know that there was no salary cap in baseball. Like
No.
that's crazy to me. But
Kills
I'm
me. It
looking on
does.
here, and
But that's the reason we're going to a strike next year.
well, I guess baseball owners proposed a hard salary cap the first time since
Yes.
1994. Last time there was a strike. Uh,
Yes.
the initial proposal was a maintain a payroll of at least 171.2 million without exceeding 245.3 million starting in 2027. And it says that according to that, it would actually it would basically have, let's see, it would have 12 teams that would need to increase their payrolls to reach the minimum and 8 teams that would need to cut to get below the ceiling. And what they're looking at is there's a $446 million spending gap from the lowest to the highest team in terms of
Yep.
that's fucking crazy.
So think
That's our
about
point.
that.
That's why I said the Dodgers broke baseball. That's why,
So
in my opinion, the strike
or
needs to
that.
happen.
So the thing is, well, the Reds is the Castellinis. When they get this money, when they get this different money from the fucking Dodgers, they pocket that shit
But
instead of
here's the
spending it.
thing. But here's the thing. From what I understand, is the Castellinis are broke. They don't have the money to put into the team, right?
So you can see them
They're
selling
not.
it soon.
They're not making enough money from the team to cover all the contracts, all the expenses that it takes to do a ball club, right? They haven't done a very good job to build Cincinnati baseball because they haven't been able to compete. They continue to hire shit heads to run the fucking organization, and it hasn't worked out. We had 4
Well,
years of good baseball in Cincinnati since they've taken over. And before that, it was Carl Linder. He didn't have any good teams in the early 2000s. The Reds have been pretty much shitty
mediocre.
since we had a good years 2009, 2010, 2011. in that period.
COVID hit us, yeah.
But they weren't all that though. They weren't a dominant team. Yes, they were a good team, but they weren't a team that could threaten to win a world championship. Before that, the '99 Reds were a good baseball team, and they got beat in the wild card game against the Mets. And before that, it was the '94-'95 team, and the strike happened. And before that was the '90. So a team like the Dodgers that we used to be in the same division, growing up, I don't know how many times I went to Riverfront Stadium to watch the Reds. Almost 80% of the time, it was against the Dodgers. I remember watching the Reds and Dodgers a lot when I was a kid. Now they're in a completely different division, so I don't get to see that all the time. But the difference is the Dodgers are spending $400 million on their roster compared to the Reds at $120 million.
So I just looked this up because I didn't realize, but like talk about just sheer luck. So when the Reds won the World Series in 1990, we were actually at the lower end of the salary for the Major League Baseball. Like
look up the Kansas City Royals World Championship team with their salary.
Yeah, cool.
The what?
The Kansas City Royals. That was probably the last team that just
2015, 2014, 2015, something like that.
Yep. Came out of absolutely nowhere. Played one. They started getting better. You could see the talent starting to come up, and all of a sudden they just had a phenomenal team. They won the World Series. The next year they made the playoffs, and after that they went right back downhill, and they haven't recovered since.
I thought they made it to the World Series. They failed. Then the following year they won it.
Could have been.
So when the Kansas City Royals won the 2015 World Series, they ranked 13th out of 30th in teams for opening day payroll.
So I mean, they actually had a pretty good. Never mind, they had a pretty high payroll.
Yeah, they said it said their payroll was approximately $126 million.
But again, that was then. Compare that to now.
Oh yeah,
So that's when I think that's about when the Dodgers started banking on and getting all these contracts. That's why, like Shohei Ohtani, when he did his contract, yes, Shohei Ohtani absolutely helped the Dodgers out. I mean, he's only getting paid like $5-10 million now, but the 10th year of his contract, that number
$70 million.
The $70 million.
Here,
he could be retired, and he can retire.
Here, I'll give you the list. They've got a breakdown here of the World Series winners from 1998 to present, or I'm sorry, up to 2023, and where they ranked on the payroll list. So, 98, the Yankees were second on the payroll list. 99, the Yankees were first. 2000, the Yankees were first. 2001, the Diamondbacks were eighth. 2002, the Angels were 15th. 2003, the Marlins were 25th, so they were low.
So the Marlins, yes, came out of nowhere.
2004, Boston Red Sox second. 2005, the White Sox were 13th. 2006, the Cardinals were 11th. 7th, the Red Sox were second. 8th. 2008, the Phillies were 12th. 2009, the Yankees were first. 2010, the Giants were 10th. 2011, Cardinals were 9th. Giants were 7th. Red Sox 3rd. Giants 7th. Royals 13th. The Cubs were 5th. 2017, the Astros were 17th. So again, a lower side.
So far, we've had two teams outside the top 15.
Right. And that's it, because everybody else, Red Sox were first, Nationals were 10th, Dodgers were first, Braves were 10th, Astros 8th, and the Rangers were 4th.
So
yeah.
So to the point to where if you spend money,
if you spend it, they will win.
If now you'll get like the Florida Marlins to where they'll come up 25th in payroll. They'll win.
Yeah, there's always a chance.
The Astros, yeah, but the talent You go back to that Marlins team that won. They had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
That were just young. They weren't in
You
their
don't have to
second,
go.
third.
Actually,
contract.
you can go off sooner than that. Go back to fucking Chicago. All the talent they had. Those players are still around.
Well, and I also guarantee, like, if you look at the stats and everything, those two teams that were below the top 15 salary caps, I guarantee you the next year, other teams poached the shit out of their players and paid them more and everything else, so their talent didn't stick around.
That's why
Well,
Ellie
to give
De La
it-
Cruz
well, hold
is
on.
not going to sign with the Reds.
And that you go because next year they fucking got rid of everybody because they couldn't meet the salary cap because they owed so much money. In Chicago, they realized they started having to trade their pieces off once they're fucking
The window
not
started
when
closing.
they were out. No. Well, the window started closing on the options. So when their options were, they were for bigger payroll. They're like, hey, see you later, see you later, see you later.
But I mean, and the problem is the Dodgers over the last 5 to 7 years have just completely ruined baseball with them getting the top player in the free agent market year after year after year after year.
Maybe this won't be them ruining it as much as it eye opens to all the other owners that were against the salary cap to say, oh shit, maybe we need to put this cap in to make it a more competitive.
Well, but here's the problem. It's not the owners. The owners want a salary cap.
Oh, I know.
It's
the players don't want it because then they're going to limit how much they can make.
That's exactly what it is.
And
It's not the
thing,
owners,
though,
it's the players.
If the players are smart, then what they do is they say, okay, well, guess what? You're not going to see those 20-year contracts anymore. You're going to see a 5-year for $100 million instead of the 20-year for, like, okay.
Yeah, they're not.
I mean, that's what
you're not gonna have the Bob Bonilla days anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, instead of paying me for 20 years, okay, well, guess what? You're going to pay me a lot more for a lot less years.
Yeah, I mean, like Sal Stewart. Sal Stewart's a prime example, right? He's under contract with the Reds until 2032, right? He's got 6 years. He's on a rookie deal. He's only making $800,000. So the Reds could literally make him an arbitration every single year once he's eligible. So he'll get a pay raise a little by little. Or is it smart for him to go ahead and re-sign a new contract and make
the Hunter Green situation or Chase Burns situations?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
essentially, but I mean that's the Reds being smart though too.
Like you said, you're not going to see
and be cheap.
The what is it, Juan Soto from the Mets with $765 million over 15 years? Like, no, you're not going to see that anymore. That's fucking disgusting, by the way.
Oh no, they'll see it again. There'll be another player.
Not if they put a salary cap. Like, you won't see somebody paid out for 15 years that much. But what I'm saying is, like, they're still going to make their money.
Oh, I mean, they're going to make their money on different avenues, but
even the contract.
Look,
even the
contract. If you got it, the problem is the small market teams. Yes, Matt is 100% right. The Yankees, the Dodgers, a couple other teams, they're in bigger markets, so they get a lot more TV revenue than other teams.
Well,
but you want this as competitive as could be. The only way to do it is you got to have a structure. Some of these teams that are fucking cheap, like the Reds, they need to step up and spend a little bit more money. I'm sorry.
It's not the Reds. It's not the Reds. It's the owners of the Reds. Correct. So you can't say the Reds. I get what you're saying. I hear you saying. You can't put that brand name out there.
I'm just saying the teams. Like the Pirates are another one. They don't spend the money at all. That's why they
definitely a combination of
you
got teams that need to spend more, and you also have players that need to understand that there needs to be an adjustment.
So you got owners that don't want to spend more. And then you got players that don't want the salary cap because they're going to end up losing money in the long run.
So, Josh, here's a good reference. You said Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates have the best pitcher in the game right now, or one of the top 2 or 3 pitchers in the game right now.
Not this year.
So, right now, well, correct. But so in Major League Baseball, yet last year he was one of the top
Paul Skeens,
what
yes.
5 pitch, whatever, Paul Skeens. So what did Pittsburgh do this offseason? They went out and spent money. You know why? Because they have a number one stud and they're gonna fucking build around him. So they spent money this past offseason, but guess what? Now they're regretting some of it. Because today, the one guy they signed for 1 year, $12 million, they released. They do shit for them. So I'm just saying, like, little things are going a long way. That's someone you keep usually on your fucking salary cap. I mean, the Reds
here's
had
the thing.
fucking.
With
Go
Paul
ahead.
Skeens too. When his contract's up, can the Pirates afford him? Yes or no?
Yeah.
They're
You
not
can
gonna
afford
pay him.
anybody.
They're not going to pay him.
You
7,
you
8
asked the wrong
years
you asked the wrong question. Can they afford him? Yes. Do they want to? No.
That's my point. They will let that
Well,
player
you said
walk.
can they afford him?
But that's
You
what
said that you
happens
said
with a lot of these smaller market teams is you get a stud player, and at the end of the day, you're not going to re-sign him because
and that's
he's going
the
to
reason
cost you way too much.
and that's the reason the Florida Marlins won their fucking big fucking World Series. What did they do afterwards? They fucking got rid of
Sold
everybody.
everybody.
And what did they do? They fucking came back and did it again. Won a World Series. When's the West Ham Reds won a fucking World Series? They made the playoffs really. I mean shit, we haven't
We
won a
made the
World Series.
playoffs last year, bro. What are
When's
you
the last time we won a
talking?
okay? When's the last time we won a series? Put it that way.
I mean, you got me there. I think
we will continue this conversation at another time. Holy shit. All right. Thank you for joining us for another long fucking episode of Idiocracy Talk Radio. I'm Dr.
We're
Peter.
back, baby. We're back, baby.
We got Josh, aka I plead the
fifth.
Like I changed my underwear.
And Matt's gonna go play golf and shit himself in the 9. Thanks for joining
I am doing 18 tomorrow.
Oh, bring some underwear.
2 pair. Bro, that's a pair of socks.
It's idiocracy, but you gon' see the value and respect though when you talk with me. So come on, baby, walk with me. It ain't a topic that the crew can't touch. Share our views and our vibe. What we hide, it ain't much. This ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Share our thoughts and our views, you can't stop it. Said this ain't bluffs, it's the crew, yeah, we got it.
Idiocracy,
Tell
let's
us what's
see.
the topic, yeah.
Hmm.
Baby.